Right here at home, we are feeling the pinch, aren't we? Inflation is up, the local currency continues to depreciate. The cedi now going for 12 to the dollar. And the Ghana Union of Traders Association warning there could be shortage of goods during the festive season because of very high import charges as a result of the unstable exchange rate regime. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, joins me in studio to discuss this. Grateful to have you in the studio. I want to first pick your reaction to news that we have hit 12 to the dollar.
It's very unfortunate. It was communicated to me because I've sent somebody to go and change money for me. And I was thinking that it was about 11.6. Now he told me he can't get it anyway, and that is being quoted 12.03. Then I said, God, where are we heading to? This is a serious situation. Our capitals are getting eroded, and rather fast. It's not that it's going slowly. It's scary.
Wow. And I'm hearing that GUTA intends to demonstrate on Wednesday next week. That is part of the reason, Wednesday, I guess, you are demonstrating. Tell me more about it.
Yeah. You realize that when the dollar hit 10 Ghana cedis, we had even warned before that traders are businesses are bleeding. You remember you made that story, and that we intended to go on demonstration and give a pinch to government to wake up, and then try and then bring all of us together to find solution to this problem. And you recall that when we intended to go embark on demonstration, the Council of State appealed to us.
And you had an engagement with them. You gave them 1 month.
1 month. And with all the effort that we did, the frustration even to get the officialdom on the table and all that, we think that we are not being taken seriously, even though the Council of State, to tell the truth, have done a yeoman's work. See our elderly people trying to find solution, and then we can, because we started at 10. And we're now 12. So it means that we have to go back on our demonstration to give a pinch to the government that we cannot take it any longer, and that at this stage, all our capital is finished.
Just to make our audience understand the sort of challenge that you are in, you talked, for example, about the high import charges. So if you had this money and you're importing something in January, that has changed tremendously, drastically from January till November. The charges have gone up, and so you warn that there could be shortages of goods during the festive season.
Yeah, first and foremost, your capital itself has been depleted about 50%.
Wow.
The money that you would have used to bring these goods, the money itself has been depleted. So are you going to be able to bring the same volume that you used to bring? No. The duties are going up because we use the dollar to benchmark our payment of duty. And every week, the Bank of Ghana keep changing this rate to customs. And that's why we came out to plead with them to peg it at least quarterly for these purposes. Duty have risen to about 40%. So what else can we do? So if even we're able to bring some goods for the Christmas, the price is going to go up to the extent that affordability is going to be a problem. Already, the consuming public is overstressed. Look at inflation. Their purchasing power is gone down to the barest.
And today we are hearing that fuel prices are going to go up from next week by 10%, I'm told, by the COPEC Ghana. And so that also implies that inflation is going to go up, because then it's going to hit...
It's going to add up to cost.
Yeah, and then you also raise issues about the VAT standard rate of 19.25%, which you say is double taxation. Tell us about
there's no equity in this tax system. For 5 years, we have been paying a flat rate of 3%, and there was no problem. But for when they said they are migrating us to the standard rate, where we will pay 19.25, apart from it being very high, we have the three different payment system in the market, because now because of threshold of 500,000 that they brought to bear for businesses to pay flat rates alongside the standard rate. And yet there are another group of us who do not qualify to pay the VAT at all. So in the market, you see how our market are structured. We are all lumped together trading. And so you cannot segregate us. And then one shop will be paying 19.25, another is paying 4%, and yet another is not paying at all. So the tax is discriminative, and the compliance level is virtually nil, because nobody will overprice himself out of the market. And that's why the Kumasi people stood up.
I was going to raise that because this week we've seen business owners at the Central Business District of Kumasi lock up shops. They were even intending to demonstrate, but then I understand that Santema intervened, and so now they have realized they've opened the shops. But you're going to demonstrate on Wednesday. Is it the case that you have given up hope in the government and its ability to solve the current crisis that we are facing, the city's issues, inflation, I mean, the general state of the economy, which is in a very bad shape?
The situation as we see ourselves now, can't one confidently say that we have been put on autopilot? Because there's no end in sight. There's no solution in sight. And so what should we do? If we are met with such a situation, then the citizens have to rise up and then give a pinch to the authorities. And this is exactly what we want to do. Otherwise, our capitals are almost gone. Right now, more than 50% is gone.
Wow.
And it's very serious. I'm telling you, if this thing continues, most people, businesses have already collapsed. It's not that if it continues, businesses are going to collapse. Most people, businesses have collapsed. And we've lost credibility with our suppliers because we cannot redeem our debts. And most people are not going to be able to service their loans because the interest rate has also gone up. So this one is taking a chunk from you, and then the interest rate that has gone up to about 40% is also taken from you, left and right. We are in a dilemma. So we are confused.
After Wednesday's demonstration, then what? What demands are you making?
Yeah,
because you keep making the demands. You're not
at this moment, I don't want to preempt. And then when we do the declaration on Tuesday, we make all our demands known so that we'll give it to government whilst we proceed on with our closure of shops. And what I'll plead with the consuming public is to bear with us this inconvenience, and that once we have ample time, people should do their purchases so that when we close, it's not going to create any inconvenience.
So that's the Guta giving a heads up that on Wednesday they are going to demonstrate. So shops are probably going to be closed. And so if you intend to do any shopping, do that this weekend. I want to ask you one final question. Do you think the finance minister should go?
I don't talk politics. I'm not political.
It's not politics. I mean, I'm going to read the story very soon.
I talk to the issues.
Do you think that he's doing a good work managing the economy?
I talk to the issues.
Okay, so what are the issues?
I talk the issues being that our capitals are dwindling. And I believe, let me tell you one thing. When we say that it's a global issue or global situation or global phenomenon, who are our immediate global neighbors? Togo, Burkina Faso, and Cote d'Ivoire. So let's benchmark our frustration with them and see if we do not have a problem here. So if the rate at which our problem is compared to our neighbors and all that, we cannot continue to say that is global.
Are not doing the right job, a good job.
It's not for me to say. I'm saying that we have a problem, and we have to deal. We have to deal with the problem. I'm a trader. I don't do politics, and I talk to the issue. So if the issue, the criticism that I do hits you, then it's all. But I'm giving a pinch to whoever it may concern.
Whoever it may concern, you're not doing a good job.
And that's. We are frustrated to the point that, let me tell you, first we are managing our frustration. Okay. Frustration have turned into anger now. I'm telling you, even from the faces of the consumer, you see that he came for a pro forma barely a month ago and it was 10,000. Now he comes and the price is 20,000. And then you see anger flaring up, and this free consultation for the national security. We have to do something, think outside the box, and find solution to this. Otherwise, we cannot continue.
We'll be following a demonstration on Wednesday. But while you wouldn't want to stick out your neck and say that the finance minister, and thank you so much for joining us in studio.